So this is the intro to SSRF room, and I have not looked at this today, but let's do it. When we finished the complete beginner one, we had like 85% of this one, because I have done on this one too. And I think I was actually going to start with checking through it, but since I feel sick today, I've got a headache and I feel sick. I thought I'd just take this easy room that was the next on the path, instead of continuing the programming project. So I guess I will look more into the other stuff another day and just go through everything. So that, and then we have burp that I have actually finished this, and I have the badge for it, but they changed the rooms. So, and this was finished too. Yeah, because this is also in the complete beginner, exactly this. Right. So it's just this. The one we got a bit on right now. And intro to cross-site scripting and command injection. And then finish the burp one again. Which I don't mind, because you don't really use... I use mostly repeater. So a repetition of the other stuff is kind of good, right? And I want it finished. So let's go back and let's finish this one. And I felt this was like a easy thing to do when I don't feel at top. So, yeah, we just read that it's a vulnerability that allows malicious user to cause the web server to make additional or edited HTTP requests. Let's actually copy this too, because I'm not up to typing my own things right today here now. So, there. And that there are also blind is kind of not its own type, I think, like I said. Click on the view site button. We will take you through some common SSRF examples, how to exploit them, and even a simulation to see if you can take advantage of an SSRF vulnerability using what you've learned. Okay, so this is one of the split screen ones. We're going to take you through some sample SSRF attacks and explain how they work. At the end of the examples, you'll have to figure out one out for yourself. The below example shows the attacker can have complete control over the page requested by this web server. And this is kind of the thing, right? The example request is should I make is this what you should make notes of instead, because I didn't like that description. Let's add stuff below. And I'm thinking we can make some screenshots too. And I'm sorry if I'm not fun today when I'm not feeling good. I'm thinking we will want paint.net for screenshots. The expected request is what the website THM service is expecting to receive, with the section in red being the URL that the website will fetch for the information. And you should have this description after the actual showing of the red text and stuff. Will I have to go to light mode to see this? That's so annoying. Oh my. And I have a bright light there, and the screen is brighter. The attacker can modify any area in the red. So, okay, just URL. Well, that's very obvious. I couldn't read this because it was too dark, so. Hacker requests, website requests, IPA server returns the data to the website. Well, should we screenshot this? Cause I'm kind of feeling lazy, and this is lazy. So let's be lazy. I didn't love this image, but since we didn't have any notes, so S to just so website. So this is the expected one, and this is they do API user. Just cutting away a bit more of that horrible bright light. So Obsidian is good at pasting stuff into, and it makes a nice directory for the images here for us. But we can also set the size to be a bit tinier, especially since it's so bright. So what about 700? Maybe 600 even. There. So I guess we click next. We should probably remember this. See if my memory can remember. The below example shows how an attacker can still reach the API user page, which with only having control over the path by utilizing directory traversal. When website THM retrieves ... this is a message to move up a directory. Okay, because we didn't know that. Which removes the stuck portion of the request and turns the final request. So, was this different on this one? Okay, so they're trying to just put one more detail. That's just the ... path. This looked like a more normal URL though than this. So maybe that's a better screenshot to have. Let's do this one instead. Oh, I should have chosen not to expand it. But whatever. We can have both images there, and then I can just fix it later. Just don't want that dark bit there, cause it's... I don't know why we couldn't scroll down further. Was it 700 I did? No, 600. So these were identical, right? So let's just delete this one. We just have to delete the image too, because this looks more, well, they are different. There's a full URL here and not here. So I guess we'll use this one too. Okay, sure. So undo is good sometimes. There. So let's click next again. In this example, the attacker control the server subdomain to which the request is made. Take note of the payload ending in and x equals being used to stop the remaining path from being appended to the end of the attacker's URL, and instead turns it into a parameter on the query string. So I should never read this first. I should look at the thing and then read the text. Expected request, server API ID 123. So they instead send a full, so a full server name like that. And they ended with x equals there. And website requests. Dot. There's a tiny dot there. Returns user data. I want more details than this, but whatever, let's screenshot it, I guess, because we don't have better. We have our example from that box only before. If anyone knows the name of the box, tell me. Also, right, I should check the I should check my notes. We'll see. We'll see if I shouldn't have been streaming today, if I'm just too distracted. So I'm just pasting this into the notes too. That's 600. So and this example that I can control the server subdomain to which the request is made. Stop the remaining path. Okay. So I get what they said now. Maybe we should add this too, because in this expected one, API will get the rest of the URL appended. So let's add this thing there. Going back to the original request, right, I shouldn't read this before, I should check first what it is. URL. So now the expected request is a full URL. And hacker request. Website URL, hacker domain. And there's this big X over this. Data from hacker domain THM instead of API website. Going back to the original request, I think this is very not informational. Going back to the original request, the attacker can instead force the web server to request a server of the attacker's choice. By doing so, we can capture request headers that are sent to the attacker's specified domain. These headers could contain authentication credential or API keys sent by website. Okay, I get what they mean. My brain just needed some time to process this, but it was kind of so we make ourselves where it's asking. I guess we screenshot everything. I'm kind of already in my head looking for a new source of information for this because, yeah, you know, too little text, too little information. Why wouldn't they type text?
Bam says, "Hello, Fixie."
Hello! Welcome in. I'm slow-mo today. I feel a bit sick, so sorry if I'm...
Sorry to see your stream title saying you have a headache. Get
Thank
well
you.
soon.
Thank you. So I just want to warn people that time if I sit like this. So. Why not do this instead of just watch Netflix anyway, right? So let's add this to
A slightly
notes.
broken Fixie.
Yeah, you'll have to fix me. Fix me. Instead of fix it. So. Oh. Well, I don't want to retype things right now, so I'm copying this and just putting it here, and then I will do something better later. Did we learn anything? No. Using what you learned, try changing the address in the browser when below to force the server to return data from. To make things easier, the server...
When last did you do some Arduino or electronics on stream?
Yeah, I've been studying quite a lot, right? So maybe it's time for something like that. But not today. I don't want to move around a lot. But we did do this.
The reason I ask is today I was playing with my Pico. Such a cool microcontroller.
Okay, cool. So this is not microcontroller stuff, but at least it's programming, because I haven't done any programming on stream either for a bit. Maybe I should eat something more. Yeah, that sounds fun. I'd like to have a few of those. I have to get more stuff, more fun stuff too. Different things. And that's the movement I did now was too much, so I shouldn't move.
I just
really.
had a slice of toast with Marmite and cream cheese.
Oh. I don't know what Marmite is, but I guess it's good. So to make things easier, the server requesting bar at the bottom of the Mac browser. We'll show you the URL. So HTTP website. Can we edit this? Oh, right. Okay. Well,
Marmite? It's a vegetable yeast spread. Salty flavor of umami.
Okay, cool. Oh. I was just at the other box, so I'm trying to tab and it's tabbing on my VM instead. I'm like, was nothing happening? So I guess they want us to replace API with the full thing and one of these at the end, maybe. We'll see. And like x equals, it's too tiny for my eyes there. So if we just paste the thing here, and then we can edit. And there's nothing afterwards, but it will add stuff, right? So and whatever, let's say X as they did. That's kind of smart. And I should definitely have it in my notes, and I feel I'm making bad notes today. Oh. We also need the original one, but I remember how it was. So it was just API, right? So I guess we're supposed to just click. Am I supposed to be able to scroll further down? Oh, so is it here I should type it? No? If it's not obvious, I can't click anywhere to make it do anything. We're supposed to change the address. Website item 2 server. Shouldn't I just click like enter here? Shouldn't that work? I've felt that all of these like end too quickly. I can't go further down. And in this one it really feels like that. So am I supposed to do anything here? Or am I supposed to do... I'm supposed to get a flag, right? Well, let's see what the hint says. Yeah, we did that. We just can't get it to do anything. I'm clicking stuff. That's annoying. I prefer virtual machines to this thing. Well, and if we click this one, this is where we are. If we click this one, we will exit the split screen. If we click this one again, we go here again, and our text is still here, but we can't just anyway make it. I'm doing enter on this, so it doesn't help. And there's nowhere to click, you know. So what if I just remove other stuff from this, just to see if it's nothing is updated, you know. And there we have the original one. And Control Y and save works, everything, but I can't click enter on that. Let's make sure that the original was what I typed here. Yeah, so I remembered right. Well, this is annoying, but I can't do anything about it, so let's actually do it's the wrong browser thingy. So I guess I'll have to log in. Log in. I'm not a robot. Log in. So I'm going to the same thing in Chrome. We'll see if it's different. At least we have a bigger window, we can see all of it. So let's zoom probably, right? Because I've been zooming for the stream. So if we... Alright, I didn't finish it here. I guess... No, I didn't finish it. So if I... No, let's copy it from the notes. Server equals server website TTM flag ID9, and then that thing at the end. We'll see if we can send it in the Chrome one. Oh, I saw something update. Did you see that? So website. Okay, now we have it very triple or double or whatever here. Can I click something here? So if I change this to 3, will the below thing update on this one? 32. No update. Because if it were just that I did something totally strange, that wouldn't update right, so... Anyway, we tried twice. So let's just go to the next page of this and close this one. Finding an SSRF. Potential SSRF vulnerabilities can be spotted in web applications in many different ways. So let's just actually type it. Making the server request stuff for you. And then we do like basic there, so we can just minimize this bit, and then we can add, because it was taking space, finding here's an example of 4 common places to look. When a full URL is used in a parameter in the address bar. Seriously. I feel sweaty.
Hate Handle says.
Yo H8 hand doggo.
Hi, welcome in. So, I have a headache, so I'm doing a basic learning room. Feel free to add stuff. This was too obvious a comment, but I guess I'm just adding even too obvious a comments here. So, how are you? Still have a beard? So, I'm not creative now, I'm just copying
And
their
working on
text.
Challenge Labs. Yes, still have a beard lol. 9 away from not having one.
Ah, okay. So you didn't reset the counter there, or you were saying maybe it was the last day? A particular URL such as just... Okay. This is what they did, but I didn't think this was... It says server though, so I guess that's a hint to try it. Well, I can just...
It was last day for payout. I didn't make it. But sub count resets as they don't or do get renewed.
Okay. I'm thinking I should go and get a sandwich or something. And I feel like I'm sweating, but I'm not, I think. Maybe I should check if I have a fever too. Oh, I don't want to be sick. It's annoying. A partial URL such as hostname, or perhaps only the path of the URL. Okay. So how would we know that this was a URL and not just local stuff? Some of the examples are easier to exploit than others, and this is where a lot of trial and error will be required to find a working payload. If working with a blind SSRF, there are no outputs is reflected back to you. You'll need to use an external HTTP logging tool to monitor requests. And I'm reading and not listening again. I have to be awake more. I read blind, and then I was like, external HTTP logging tool, monitor requests. Yeah, I mean, we could just send it ourselves, right? Collaborator. What website can be used to catch HTTP requests from a server? I guess they just want us to copy this. Oh. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It's like, oh, what should we ask? There's so little text. What could we possibly ask? Let's take something from the last sentence, like a few words back. So, should I make a new note of this? I guess so. Let's copy this sentence too. My brain is not really up for making it better. So, and also we couldn't fill in stuff in this one. It's not a field, it's this web view thing. I can't click, like, enter or anything to fill stuff in. Deflating common SSRF defenses. More security-savvy developers aware of the risks of SSRF vulnerability may implement checks in their applications to make sure the requested resource meets specific rules. There are usually two approaches to this. Either is a deny or an allow list. Denial list. A denial list is where all requests are accepted apart from resources specified in a list or matching a particular pattern. A web application may employ a denial list to protect sensitive endpoints, IP addresses, or domains from being accessed by the public while still allowing access to other locations. The specific endpoint to restrict access is the local host, which may contain server performance data and further sensitive information. Why would performance data be sensitive? So domain names such as localhost may appear in the denial list. Attackers can bypass a denial list by using alternative localhost references such as 0.0.0.0.0 or subdomains that have a DNS record which resolves to the IP address. Okay. So defeating defenses. So let's just let's do this also. THM. So it's obvious as this is from there because I'm just copying stuff. I'm actually going to copy in the header. So I'm going to get a sandwich. So see if I feel a bit better if I eat something. I know also I took this headache pill, and usually you should like eat something to make them work. So 1 hour. How was I on 1 hour online? I've done like nothing. So I guess I'm getting tea, right? I'll be right back. So I actually just got butter and cheese. And I put the streaming sign up on the door. So I have bread here. Let's just... we can multitask, right? I think I will actually TTS this and also the bit I already read and copy it. So
more security-savvy developers aware of the risks of SSRF vulnerabilities may implement checks in their applications to make sure the requested resource meets specific rules. There are usually two approaches to this, either a deny list or an allow list. Deny list. A deny list is where all requests are accepted apart from resources specified in a list or matching a particular pattern. A web application may import a deny list to protect sensitive endpoints, IP addresses, or domains from being accessed by the public while still allowing access to other locations. A specific endpoint to restrict access is the local host, which may contain server performance data or further sensitive information, so domain names such as localhost and 127.0.0.1 would appear on a deny list. Attackers can bypass a deny list by using alternative localhost references such as 0, 0.0.0.0, 000, 100, and 27.1, 127 asterisk, 213, 070, 6433, 017700001 or subdomains that have a DNS record which resolves to the IP address 127.0.0.1 such as 127.0.0.1.nip.io. Also, in a cloud environment, it would be beneficial to block access to the IP address 169.254.169.254, which contains metadata for the deployed cloud server, including possibly sensitive information. An attacker can bypass this by registering a subdomain on their own domain with a DNS record that points to the IP address 169.254.169.254. Allow list. An allow list is where all requests get denied unless they appear on a list or match a particular pattern, such as a rule that an URL used in a parameter must begin with HTTP URL. An attacker could quickly circumvent this rule by creating a subdomain on an attacker's domain name, such as HTTP URL. The application logic would now allow this input and let an attacker control the internal HTTP request. Open redirect. If the above bypasses do not work, there is one more trick up the attacker's sleeve, the open redirect. An open redirect is an endpoint on the server where the website visitor gets automatically redirected to another website address. Take, for example, the link HTTP URL. This endpoint was created to record the number of times visitors have clicked on this link for advertising/marketing purposes. But imagine there was a potential SSRF vulnerability with stringent rules which only allowed URLs beginning with HTTP URL. An attacker could utilize the above feature to redirect the internal HTTP request to a domain of the attacker's choice.
I'm feeling great. Maybe I should have gone for watching Netflix. That made my head go really nice. Not. Tell me if I'm just horrible today. I think I might even learn something though here. So let's go always. So I'll redo this while I eat. Oh, not copy.
An allow list is where all requests get denied unless they appear on a list or match a particular pattern, such as a rule that an URL used in a parameter must begin with HTTP URL. An attacker could quickly circumvent this rule by creating a subdomain on an attacker's domain name, such as HTTP URL. The application logic would now allow this input and let an attacker control the internal HTTP request.
Well, I didn't get that one when I was just listening, obviously, because you need to read it.
If the above bypasses do not work, there is one more trick up the attacker's sleeve, the open redirect. An open redirect is an endpoint on the server where the website visitor gets automatically redirected to another website address. Take, for example, the link HTTP URL. This endpoint was created to record the number of times visitors have clicked on this link for advertising/marketing purposes. But imagine there was a potential SSRF vulnerability with stringent rules which only allowed URLs beginning with HTTP URL. An attacker could utilize the above feature to redirect the internal HTTP request to a domain of the attacker's choice.
So just making another. If I start more things on my VM, will it die? Or what I mean is not the VM to die, but the OBS to crash, which it usually does if I do too much. I'll have to look into that actually. I think it started when I installed plugins that I didn't really need. So maybe I should just uninstall them again. I think I just added like the rounded corners on these, right? We can live without rounded corners if we avoid crashes. Ah, nice.
Let's put what we've learned about SSRF to the test in a fictional scenario. We've come across 2 new endpoints during a content discovery exercise against the Acme IT support website. The first one is /private, which gives us an error message explaining that the contents cannot be viewed from our IP address. The second is a new version of the customer account page at /customers/new account page with a new feature allowing customers to choose an avatar for their account.
Okay, so we can also go to this. Since I'm feeling off today, let's do this way. First, create a customer account and sign in. So, though it's kind of feeling odd to be at the site without having burp on. Let's switch back. We're supposed to create a user account and supposed to follow these instructions. And today this sounds too much. I guess I should have not streamed anyway. Maybe I should just stop and watch Netflix. We'll see. I'll eat this too and wait to see if I feel better, and then we'll decide. So, done with the butter and stuff anyway. Rolling the last bread, and then we'll do another try. Oh, I'm doing something useful today. I begin by clicking Start Machine button. We did visit the website. We also opened that. Is it easier to open it on the other machine? Maybe I'll just switch to doing this instead. Welcome. Contact. And customers. Create an account here. It annoys me when I have to click the mouse. Can you guess the password? This looks very familiar. I think they use it for everything, right? Once you've signed in, visit new account page. To view the new avatar selection feature, by viewing the page source of the avatar form, you'll see the avatar field value contains the path to the image. The background image style can confirm this in the... Let's switch, right? In the above div element as per the screenshot below. So we click one and click the update avatar. Above it, display your currently selected avatar. Viewing the page source will show your current avatar is displayed using data URI scheme, and the image content is base64 encoded as per the screenshot. Yeah, I actually made myself a note about this encoding thing yesterday, or actually Tuesday, 2 days ago. Now let's try making the request again. We're changing the avatar value to private in hopes that the server will access the resource and get past the IP. What? Is it me or them? It was like, what did... We select an avatar. We can see a bit of a path, you know? It does say URL though here. Let's try making the request again, but changing the avatar value to private. Is there a private one here? And host the server will access the resource and get past the IP address block. To do this, firstly, so are they doing this in the browser? Get past the IP address block. So they inspect and then edit the value. Okay. Be sure to select the avatar you edited. And then you click Update Avatar. So let's do this. This is like, I've never clicked on the inspect thing ever, I think. So if we do this one, and we inspect, this would pop up F12, right? So we're supposed to edit this. Input type, radio, name, avatar, value. So they changed this to private. I don't get why. I don't get why. So if we click somewhere else, this is the value now. So we select it again and do update, I guess, because that's, I think, what they said. URL cannot start with private. Unfortunately, it looks like the web application has a deny list in place and blocked access to private endpoint. Okay, so we were trying to get to an endpoint. It didn't say, right? It said up here, request again to change the avatar value. But I didn't get that they thought there was an endpoint. Nowhere, I didn't get that. Does it say anywhere? I have to look. Well, now I know it, but first one is private. So it says at the very start. The second is a new version of the customer page. Will allow customers to change it. So it says that we will come across an endpoint named private, and then it's not mentioned again until we change it to private. And I had no idea. I didn't remember the first part of the first sentence. Let's continue. As you can see from the error messages, the path cannot start with private. But don't worry, we still got the trick up our sleeve. Yeah, this is what I kinda thought as soon as he said start. Bypass the rule. We can use the direct route reversal trick. So, and now it suddenly becomes obvious that this is a path. Well, I'm sorry if I'm getting annoyed at things that I don't think are so if I click this button, will it like move where it's active? No. So if I click inspect on that one, it opens up there. Yeah. So let's edit this again. I'm just like, why? You know? Why would we try this? Why would we type private? Where did we get that information from? You'll see we now have bypassed the rule and the user updated the avatar. The trick is works because the web server receives a request for. Yeah, but what did we get? Viewing the page source of the avatar form, you'll see currently set avatar now contains okay, so let's look at the source. Because we don't have an image and we don't have any text here that I would have expected then. Oh, what? Okay. So it's because of the data is in the image base64, and today I'm not doing the usual thing. I'm just going to base, can't even still spell that, base 64 decode. And we still haven't finished this page because we couldn't get it to work the first bit. So I guess should we bother? I guess there are like people having the code on the web. Alright, let's also add. There's not a question or anything to fill in, right? That's it. Yeah. Because we can't get this example site to work. We can also see if we did the right thing. We couldn't even get it to change the ID number here. So we tried changing the ID here, and it didn't change the ID here down here even. We could. There was no way to click. I tried click return, and try and see somewhere to click. It didn't exist. So there. Now we can continue.